Hey everyone, it's Jess, your host for Mondays on the Beaver Bunch, and I'm totally sunburned. Look, I'm white. I mean, I can get a little tan, but this is ridiculous. Mary and I decided we were going to go to the San Diego Zoo today, and it was fantastic. We really had a great time. I'm not a big fan of caging wild animals, especially birds, but the San Diego Zoo is pretty legit. They do a good job at giving the animals a good amount of space. And I noticed we went to the elephant exhibit, which I think is pretty new, and they had a ton of room. There were probably 6 or 7 elephants just roaming around, and they were absolutely adorable. I love elephantes. They're so cute. They're adorable. I mean, they have like cute little like fuzzies on the tops of their heads. Cute. Meerkats. I almost took one home, but I couldn't reach it. If I could have, it would be in my pocket right now. Do they bite? I bet they bite. This week we are jumping into the transgender community, and as you guys know, the Beaver Bunch is an avid supporter of our trans brothers and sisters. Just to give you a short definition of what it means to be transgender, from what I know, it just means that you feel like your head does not quite match what's in your pants. Another way of saying it is that you feel as though you were born into the wrong body. The first person asked us, they're 16 years old, biological female, and she wanted to ask if we've ever had any feelings of being transgendered and how we dealt with those feelings. Also, she wanted to know if there is such thing as a late in life trans person. I wanted to first address that question. I personally know several transgendered people who did not transition until way past their 30s. It's not uncommon for people to transition much later in life. I think that part of the reason is that when they were younger, it was looked down upon for you to be trans, and so it was incredibly difficult for them to come out as trans and for them to get the hormone therapy needed to begin their transition if that's the path that they decided to take. I think that while it's not easy to transition these days, I feel like it's a little bit easier than it used to be, and if it is something that you decide to do, years down the line, it's okay. To answer your first question, I would say in the past 10 years, personally, I have gone through every possibility of my own sexuality and my own gender identity. I'm right in the middle of editing this part of my video, and I just wanted to interject a little bit because this topic is extremely sensitive. As far as my own gender identity goes, I think that there was a point in my life where I was mixing my gender identity with my sexual orientation. And I just want to clarify that your own sexuality, as far as whether you are attracted to male, female, transgender, is completely separate of your gender identity. And I think that there have been times in my life where I have accidentally mixed those two up. For me personally, I have come to the conclusion that, I am gay. I've always known that, in that I do like girls, but I did my own research and I asked, all of the right questions, and I'm content being a biological female. I hope that answered some questions. I did want to give a little bit of advice to you as far as figuring out if you are going to transition. Get as much support as you possibly can. It's an extremely important decision for you to make, and I highly suggest finding some group in your own area that you can connect with, because we as the Beaver Bunch can give you our own advice, and we can give you a roundabout idea as to how we feel about the subject, but we're not experts in every single field. This is our own personal information on how we feel about the subject. So I highly suggest getting a support group that will help guide you through your transition if that is something that you feel you would like to do. The second question, this person says that they've been aware of their attraction to girls. They've been identifying as butch, but they just recently learned about the trans community, and they're curious if maybe that's, you know, that's where they lie on the gender spectrum. My advice for this person, again, is the same for the first question. Get some sort of support group. Speak to people who have gone through their own transition. Talk to kids your age that are going through similar things. If you guys have a chance, like you in the baby beaver world, if you guys have a chance, maybe connect with each other and see if you guys can form your own support group for this, because you definitely need as much assistance in this process as you can. But like I said, we from the Beaver Bunch support all of our brothers and sisters in the trans community, and I'm really hoping that Cade can reel this one in at the end of the week. So if you guys have any more specific questions, I would shoot them in Cade's direction, because he can definitely give you some more insight on all of that. That's my video for this week. I hope you guys have a great one. I will see you next week, next Monday. Bye, guys.